Hello, my name is Aaron Trimble with Darklight Productions. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the synth portions of our Megaman-like track. This is the second video of two. If you are interested in making the percussion parts, I recommend you go to the first video. Even if you haven't, if you haven't seen it, I recommend you start there. So we're going to pick right up where we left off. Before that, I wanted to point out that if you're interested in learning how to do some of these simple synthesizer sounds, or just how to use a synthesizer better, or at all, if you're a beginner or an expert, this is great, is this program called Syntorial. I'll post a link so you can go check it out, but I absolutely love it. It's really helped me understand how to use synthesizer equipment better. So I'm using Logic, and you can use any synthesizer for these sounds. Though I have cheated a little bit in some of the sound design. But the synthesizer I'm using is Native Instruments Massive. You don't need something this complicated. Don't get overwhelmed by this. So let me start by playing the track. And I'm going to solo up the different synths as we go. Okay, so you can hear each of these synth parts, these three, by themselves and then together, and then with the percussion that we went over in the first video added in. Let's start with the arpeggio. We have 3 oscillators. If you don't have 3 oscillators in your synthesizer, just duplicate it and use the oscillators separately. So we have them separated by octaves. You can tell because this is the pitch in semitones, and 12 semitones is the distance of an octave. So with this first oscillator, we have, these are all square waves, waveforms. Here's our sound. Okay. Now we're going to add the one an octave above, and then an octave above that. So now instead of 12, we have 24. So it's now 2 octaves above our first pitch. And that's it. These are all at the same amplitude or level. And we add some reverb to help shape the sound. Okay. Our envelope is very simple. We have a quick attack, quick release, and the level's up pretty high. You don't need this gap. You could crank it all the way up and it'll be fine. Okay. One other little thing I did to spread out the sound that's a little more advanced and not absolutely important, but I used an image plugin to take the sound that was centered up and basically pan it out left and right so it sounds spread out across our stereo image. And I won't go any deeper into that. Okay, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them about that. So our bass line, okay, very simple. We have 3 oscillators again. These 2 are the same pitch, and then we have 1 oscillator that's pitched an octave down, so we can get a lower sound. Let's isolate them one at a time. Okay. Here's our saw, and we're going to shape it a little bit with a filter to make it a little less shrill, because I don't really want my bass to be shrill. Maybe you do. That's completely up to you. Let's jump down here to the 3rd oscillator. The square is helping round out and fill up our sound. And then our 3rd oscillator is going to give us more of a sub bass. Okay, so when I play my bass line, okay, that's what I've got. It's bassy, but it's not reaching way down there like we want. So we're going to add the octave below. Okay, and there we go. A little bit about the rhythm. It's syncopated, meaning that the notes are not going to fall on the beat, they're going to fall off the beat. So if it was not syncopated, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Syncopation sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. I think that's it for this sound. Pretty simple. Isn't that great? Simple's good. Okay, the last sound, which is the most complicated one, but still not a complicated sound, is our lead sound. Now we have only 2 oscillators this time. The first one, let me turn some of this stuff off so we can kind of start over. This first one is a square waveform, and the second one is a square waveform an octave above. Okay. I have a filter shaping the sound a little bit. Very small. Not like this, just a little bit. Just round it up a little bit. Instead of a reverb, I have an echo. And I didn't feel like I felt like it was kind of giving me the earlier reflections, the reverb that I wanted anyway. Whoa, hey, stop it. There we go. You hear that echo? Yes, you do. Okay. Envelope's the same. Quick attack, quick release. All of them are the same. Here are my synths. And the levels all the way up. I've added a dimension expander just to make the sound a little bigger. Really all it's doing is outing volume and spreading out the image a little bit, okay? If I were to turn this off and just turn it up a little bit, it basically does the same thing, okay? Not quite, but basically. And then my oscillator over here, whoa, where are you? I also have applied Unison to the sound. Unison is duplicating the sound, making it bigger and fuller. Let me show you with it turned off. Turned on. To 18 voices. 18 voices of Unison. Okay. I have a glide effect, portamento. Let me exaggerate this. Okay. And I was listening to some Megaman music and I thought I heard a little bit of that in there, so I added it. You don't have to add it, but that gave me more of the feel I was going for. The last thing to look at really is this vibrato effect. Let me play my keyboard and show you what it's doing. Okay, you can see this controller being activated when I do this. That's just my mod wheel, and what it's doing when I'm applying that is it's changing the rate, it's increasing the rate so it gets faster, and then it gets deeper as I go. And this is emulating the human voice doing vibrato. You can look up what vibrato is exactly. But the point is that I am applying that and I'm doing it in an artistic way. It's not just off or on, it gradually comes in. So that's pretty much it for these sounds. Hopefully you got something out of it. Please share, like, and subscribe if you got something out of the video. If you have any comments or different ways of approaching that, the sound design, please share it with me. I love to learn, and some other people might like to learn too. Otherwise, good luck with your composing and sound shaping, and see you later.